good. How are you?
I'm so good. Oh, I'm so excited for today.
No, I'm so excited. And let's talk about this look because you look unbelievable. And this background, like I
This
didn't
is
know
my
you were
room, so
showing
I did
out
this
today.
myself. Yeah.
You did that?
Yeah, it's just tape. So I taped it. I used tape and I just put like an abstract design. I got it from one of my friends.
I,
Yeah.
I am so jealous. Like I had to find like a little corner you see as little as possible because like I could not do that.
Girl, I'm sitting on my bed for this. I sit on my bed for all of these. Because I was like, yeah, my background in my room looks
It's so cute.
cool.
Like that's what a studio would look like. Like you would want it to look like that. Oh,
Thank you. How are you though?
I'm doing good. Like, thank you for having me because
I'm
I like am excited that I had something to look forward to.
Oh, I know, because everything shut down for quarantine. Like, I was looking forward to this since last week.
Oh, yeah, me too. Ever since you asked me, I was like, yes, yes, absolutely. I will wash my hair that day. Great. I have something to do. Where
So
are you?
I'm good. Where are you in LA or are you in Orlando? LA?
Okay, yeah. I
How
haven't
is
been
it?
back to Orlando in a lifetime.
Oh, yeah, since you moved, what, when you were like 19?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the closest I've been back is I was the announcer for Pitbull's New Year's Eve show like a few years ago, like
Mm-hmm.
for I don't even know what Fox, and like I was like, and now Pitbull. Like you never saw me, like you just heard me, but I did that in Miami, and that was the closest I've been to Orlando since I left.
Oh, wow. Is your family still there or are they all in?
My dad's still there, I think. I don't know. Let me know.
Oh, my goodness.
You might know better than I do. I'm not. But no, it's like it's me and my mom, and she lives with me. Like that's
Okay.
how close we are. Like she is in my house.
Okay,
Yeah,
so did she move with you to LA when you moved or did you go first?
I went first. I lived here for like a year before she came out. I lasted a year.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. All right, before we get into that, like, how are you doing with quarantine? How's everything working out?
You know, it's been like it's definitely had its ups and downs. I feel like I've had to constantly like check in with myself,
Mm-hmm.
but in all honesty, like I am so blessed and living in such a place of gratitude because just a few years ago, like I was on Live and Maddie and still waiting tables, so I knew what it was like to just, be living off of waiting tables. So if I didn't have on my block, if I wasn't a series regular, like I would still be waiting tables. And right now I wouldn't be waiting tables. I would
Yeah.
be very out of a job. So this would be really scary because I would be still taking care of me and my mom because she got laid off because of all of this. So I just am, just truly grateful that I'm in a place that I can take care of her and me, you know what I mean? Instead of like so many people out there that are really, really, really suffering. So definitely the only way I've kept balance is by like giving back because this could have been very different for me.
Yes. And I want to talk to you about that because that has to be like a crazy humbling experience because people see you on TV and there's like a whole perception of how your life is. You're on Disney, you're on Live and Maddie, but you're still out here busting your ass, waiting tables at like Olive Garden and the counter. Like, what
Yep,
was
yep.
that like?
I opened the counter on Ventura if anybody is, Valley girls in Studio City. But yeah, I think it's very humbling, but at the same time I would never have done it any different because I feel like I lead my life with a different attitude. And if I had been somebody who didn't go through this, like I might have taken this a lot more for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not the person I'm trying to be. So it's cool. Like it's weird because like I did a Cosmo video where I was like showing everybody like my house and stuff, and one of the comments was like, how cool that she's like one of these celebrities that like doesn't buy a big house. I was like, I can't afford a big house. Like I don't know how expensive LA is, but yeah.
I know
I was like, yeah, sure. I bought a small house because I'm just very humble.
no, but the perception is so crazy. Like whatever industry you're working in, uh, people just automatically think that okay, yeah, you're making all this money, you're doing,
Yeah.
if you're living great. Like no, I'm still like trying to get by like everyone else. You
No,
might
and
see me
plus,
here.
as soon as you start making more money, you owe a lot more money. So you're
Yes.
like, wait, I get all this? No, like not even half? Cool. That's cute. They don't tell you that when you start out.
So, what made you move to LA for up and move from Orlando? Because that's a big leap of faith to make clear across the country. Because I'm still here on the East Coast. Like I'm in New York right now, but like, what made you go all the way to LA 19?
Well, I wanted to act more than anything. Like I feel like I came out of the womb like reciting a monologue. Like I've always wanted to do this. As soon as I found out that it was something that like you could make like a profession out of, I was like, yes, that's me. So, like my first play, I was like in sixth grade, and then I was like, I need to go to a high school that has like a really good theater program. So in Orlando, there's a school called Dr. Phillips where they have like a performing arts magnet program, and like Wayne Brady went through there. Like Wesley Snipes didn't go to my school, but our director taught him.
Oh
And
wow.
it was like, yeah, Joey Fatone. Like we've had some like really good people come out of that school. So I'm thinking like when I go to this school, I'm gonna get like, you know, everything's gonna be super welcoming. I'm gonna be in all the plays. No, it was cutthroat. It might as well have been LA. Like everybody was like, oh, they auditioned. Like I was like, I can't even like learn because I'm already so nervous.
So you
But
really
so I
like
didn't get in any
really
of those plays. Didn't get in any of those plays. But I learned about rejection, and then I was like, you know what? Why not go out
just
to California and do this? Like, you know, I've been told enough times by everybody else. Why not at least be in LA when it happens? You know? And yeah, as soon as I didn't even like I think January of '06, I was like, bye. And I got in a car with like my mom, my grandmother, my 120-pound German Shepherd, and
oh,
we drove. Oh my God, it was a mess. That's like a series of its own.
oh my goodness. Like so what was that first year in New York like? I
It
mean not New York,
well
LA.
in LA. I was like, wow. I was like, I really wish that was the case. But LA, like when being 19 and in LA, because I turned 19 like 3 months into moving here, it was the hardest year of my life. But like I knew that that was going to be the case. Like I didn't have my mom that, you know, she went back because she left the car with me, so I at least had a car. But that was the first time that I felt like an adult. Like that was the first time I was like writing checks, and I was a hostess at Olive Garden, and I was making no money. And that was the first time that it was like I had $5. Like, do you eat or do you get gas? And it's like you got to get to work tomorrow, so you're not eating. Like, you know what I mean? I would live off of those breadsticks because that was the only thing that was free. So I was just, but no, it was like when you're here, your family, right? But but no, it was really tough. But I think that it happens to like the best of us. I feel like there are so many people with this dream, and they come out here and they think that it's like so easy,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're here 6 months and they go back to like where they came from. So I'm like, I'm just humbled that I stuck it out because like I wanted to give up a lot.
It's hard, especially living in an expensive city. Like I feel like had I not came to New York for what college, I would have, and I just moved up here like other people, I would have been left.
Oh my God, New York specifically, like it's
It's
so
expensive.
for anything like housing there. Like I saw Brett's apartment in Philly and like it was huge, and he was like, I could not get this in New York.
At all, like one of my friends went to school in Philly, and like just the space to ratios and how much they were paying, I was like, oh my god, I have a shoebox and I'm paying twice.
Yes, yes. And you're like, still the amenities are from like 20 years ago, but because it's
Yes,
in New York or in LA, it's
like
three times.
central AC does not exist.
I had to. That's the only thing. Like, I could not live with that box. Like, I cannot sleep if it's hot. Like, I can't. Like, if I'm sweating, no one's happy in my house. Like, no.
So I also saw like Slytherin, like so your Hogwarts house is Slytherin. Please explain that. Like why?
I think I think it's because like I've always wanted to play the villain. Like I've always wanted to. So
Uh-huh.
like I don't know. I just love it. I just love that they're supposed to kind of be like a little bit bad. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Because I'm so not that I'm just like, no, yeah, for real. Slytherin.
So if you could
I
be,
just feel like that thing. I'm not a Hufflepuff. Wait, are you a Hufflepuff?
no, I had to do this test today. I went on BuzzFeed, so I'm a Gryffindor.
Okay. I'm
I
sorry.
was excited about that.
Oh, my bad.
No, but if you could play an iconic bad guy of your dreams, who would it be?
Ooh. First of all, I have too many answers to that. I really have you. Do you know the movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
No, I've never seen that.
It's like 19. Like I don't even want to pretend like I know the year. Like 40s, 50s, and it's like Betty Davis, and it's like her sister, and like a show like little girl. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
she's obsessed with being a little girl. So even her makeup is still like a doll. And she's been like keeping her sister, who, her sister's in a wheelchair, and she's keeping her up in her room upstairs and like barely like feeding her a rat just to be me, and like so evil. And like I would really love to do that. I don't know what that really says about me, but I would really love to play that. Lady Macbeth is another one that I
Okay.
would really love to do. I love Shakespeare, so to bring that back around would be great. But yeah, not too many like modern day ones. I want to kind of like remake an old one,
A
like a classic.
classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Well, okay. So before I get into your questions about on the blog, I have to say this. I asked people on like my personal page to send me questions they wanted,
Okay.
and this one girl named Bethel. She's from the UK. She told me
Okay.
to say hi and she loves you and you're her idol. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if she's watching that because she asked me what time it comes on in the UK. I was like 10 p.m. So
Oh my
I was
God.
like, let me make
Beckham?
sure I say that.
Beckham, like Bendham, like Beckham?
No, Bethel.
Bethel?
Yeah, Bethel.
Bethel. I hope I'm saying it right. Oh my God, I love you. That is so sweet. Oh my God, that is the sweetest thing in the whole world. I love you back, and I'm so sorry if I said your name so horribly wrong.
Okay, me too, but
I
that's not
know.
it. All right, so how did you get the opportunities to try out for On My Block?
Well, it actually didn't. I didn't even get the audition at first.
Oh.
Yeah, one of my really good friends, Victoria Marolis, who we were on Liv and Maddie together,
Mm-hmm.
she got the audition and she read the pilot and was like, "Girl, this is not me. This is you." And I was like, "Okay." So I read the pilot and I fell in love with it because it was just such a very different show that I haven't seen in a long time. And
I know.
Jazmin was not a character that you see every day, but she has definitely lived inside me my whole life. So I was like, so it's funny because I feel like I'm really blessed to have had Jazmin in this moment because I think I wouldn't have had like the cojones to play her the way that I play her now, like 5 years ago. And I think from auditioning and being told no or being told, excuse me, that like you need to be more like this or more like that, I've kind of gotten a confidence in myself to kind of play roles how I want to play them. So even if like I think the casting director wants it this way, I'm like, this is how I want to do it. This is how I would want to play it. And like, I'm not going to show you something that somebody else does better, but I think that that's how you want it. I feel like as actors, and this is like such like a advice I would give anybody who wants to act is like, don't be a casting director in your head. Like, do the best you can do and how you would want to play it. And because somebody else lives that character better than you, whatever you have in your head that they want. So be yourself. And that's what I did with Jazmin. I was like, these are the words on the page, but I might add a few things.
So was Jazmin supposed to become a main character, or was it because of your acting that she became one?
Well, okay, I don't want to toot my own horn, but after my audition and after like it was getting really close to them picking me, like I had an incredible conversation with our creator Lauren, and she was like, "Listen, like after meeting you, like we wish we had so many more scenes with Jazmin. Like we love you. We want to write more for you in season 2. Knock knock if we got one, and we did, thank God. But like when that all happened, I was like, great. So I know I really knew that really go with your gut and really trust that, like, this is what I've been wanting to do my whole life. So why not do it now? Like, do that part how I want to do it. So it's been good so far.
I love it because Jazmin, Jamal, and Abuelita are my favorite 3 characters on
That's
that entire
trifecta.
show.
We need to go on a mission together. The
Yes,
3 of us.
yes. Because I will say, like, first of all, I know, like, you and Brett's character are going to fight about who's in charge.
Always.
But Grandma will be there with all, like, the funny
The
wisdom, and it'll be amazing. Like, the 3 of you guys are, like, my favorite characters in the entire show. And I'm not going to lie, like,
makes me so happy.
Like, I came to the show late because I remember people were talking about it when season 2 was about to come up, and I remember seeing a promo, and I think I had just finished like 13 Reasons Why, which was like too much for me, and so I saw the preview, and it was after the death of, I cannot think of her name, but Ruby's girlfriend.
Olivia.
Yeah, yes, it was after the death of Olivia, and I just saw that trailer, and I was like, I don't know if I can watch this. This looks too serious.
He's
So
like, I'll poke her on her birthday. I don't know if I can come back to this.
so then like some months later, I saw a whole different trailer. I was like, hold up, this is the same show that had me like kind of stressed out in the beginning, and I went back to go watch it, and I'm like, I'm so happy I did that because it's one of my favorite
Me
shows.
too. Oh, yes.
Because ever since I watched it, like even when season 3 was coming and we were going into quarantine, I was telling all my friends like, "Yo, go watch it on my block. Go watch it on my block. You won't regret it. Go watch it. It's the greatest thing out there. Like it's really good."
Oh, that makes me so happy that you say that because we have so much fun making it, and like specifically like doing those scenes with Brett. We have too much fun. Like it's like not work at all. Like the only work we do is trying to make each other break in a scene. So the fact that people like watching us together is like really too self-gratifying because it's not work for us. Like we are all so close as a group that it's disturbing. Like so disturbing. Like if it wasn't quarantine, Jason would probably be knocking on my door, making me make him food of some
Oh,
kind.
that's amazing.
Is it?
Yes, that is amazing to be that
He's a
close with
mess.
your castmate.
He's a mess.
So, what are some of your favorite behind the scenes moments?
Oh my gosh. There, like, what can I say? We're a mess. Like my favorite are just seeing like, especially because they're so young. I know I'm super young too, but like I'm slightly older than them. So Julio and I like to watch the rest of them come like staggering in when we have like a 5 o'clock in the morning call, and they've all been out till 4 in the morning. And they're all like, because they're East Coast. They
Okay.
all live on the East Coast, so them coming here, it's like they're like, oh, I'm in LA, like we need to like make like meet up with all of our LA friends and go out. And I'm like, guys, we have a 5 in the morning call. They can do it too. And the thing that's so funny is like Brett has this hidden talent that he can have 2 hours of sleep, have 18 pages of dialogue, and he can look at it once and then be able to do the best performance you have ever seen.
Wow.
And it makes me so mad because like I'm at night like flipping out, and he's like, all right. And it's just amazing. And I'm like, it's not going to be the day. He's too tired. Oh no, he killed it. Great. We're done. We're on a lunch. Awesome. Good for him.
Oh my goodness. So I want to know, so when you guys had to film for season 3, Ruby's sex fantasies, how awkward was that? And how hard was it to stay serious as you guys were filming those fantasies?
Well, first of all, they were kind because it spreads a couple episodes. They were kind to me and allowed me to do all of that in one day.
Yes.
But they were like, at first, before the scripts were out, they were like, okay, Jess, we have this idea. Let us know if you're comfortable with this. And they told me what was going to happen. I was like, oh no, I love this. And I was like, and I want to be blonde. And I'm coming up with a very different voice for this. Like, I like channeled Kristen Wiig and SNL, like just, like I just became obsessed with it. And yeah, because that wasn't written in it at all. Like I added that. I was like, you guys better like this because it's going to be in your head. Like we'd have editors that would be like, I've heard you coo like 1,800 times. It's a lot. But that day was crazy because no one wanted to look me in the eye because they like tried to be respectful. And I'm like I'm in this boa, and this guy has this massive fan, but he's trying to be respectful, so he's not looking at me but laughing. And oh my god, it was a mess. It was a mess. But that was the funnest part was having Brett there because like he was straight out of a 90s music video. And he was a lot.
No,
he called me Ma that whole day. I'm like, who are you? Who did you channel?
So the thing I love about your character is that she drops so many like gems. So one of the ones I have 2 favorite, maybe 3, but one of the ones I want to talk about first is when they're at Monse's mom's funeral and Ruby's going through it, and she tells him, "Be careful about triggering others while you're dealing with your own trauma." Can you talk about like the importance of people understanding that?
I think when you're going through something so tough to look at the other side, or how what you're dealing with, or the trauma you're dealing with, how someone else is affected by that. I think for us in that scene, it was tough for me to also balance that, like, it doesn't need to be a super like dark scene because it could go very, very low. When I first read that scene, I wanted to like, tell him about himself like over and over again. And they just kept reminding me like, really easy hands, he's going through something too. And that. But I was like, but we're at her mother's funeral. And like, it would be hard to try and relate to him when he's saying something that you just can't forgive in the moment at all. So that was kind of hard for me to balance. But I think it is really important for us to realize that when somebody's hurting, they say things that they don't mean, or they say things in order to be seen or to get like some kind of attention or deflect attention off of them. So I think it's really important that when you feel hurt by what somebody says, maybe to look at maybe where it's coming from or why they're saying it, because it's only a reflection on them, not you. And I really don't know if I answered your question at all.
No,
I kind of rambled.
No, that was good.
I don't know.
So
another the wrong profession for myself, really. I'm like, she asked me what my favorite color was, and I was like, so the meaning of life is...
Another quote from Jazmin I loved was when she's like, I'm a whole life's love and not just part of someone's 1/8 life crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Preach about that, because that's real.
When I saw that, like, I cried when I read that the first time, because I was like, I knew how impactful that was going to be for an entire generation, because I don't feel like there was a lot of shows I watched that were like young shows that were giving that kind of advice. Yes. It was more like, let's give this person a makeover and now all the guys like them, or let's do, and this was more saying like, I know what I'm worth. You might not see that now, but I'm not gonna, live to take care of you. I'm not your mom, especially and I feel like I was also telling a younger version of myself that, because I felt like that's how I chose people, because I'm such like a mothering person. But I'm like, oh, you have problems? Let me take care of you. Let me fix them. And now we've broken up. Great. You're good now. And now we're done. Cool. That's cute. I'll be looking for another train wreck to take care of. So
wait, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aries. I just found out I'm an Aries sun, Capricorn moon, Gemini rising. So okay. I just think that means I'm a mess, and like 18 different personalities, I think, is also part of that.
Oh, but that's really what I did love about Jazmin, is because she lives in her light. And it's so hard for anybody to do at any age. So for her to do that, like 14, 15, that's the age these kids are. So know who you are, be proud of who you are, and live in that and not care about other people. Like, how do you think your character developed that? Oh,
that's from taking care of her dad, 100%. I think when she had to grow up a lot doing that. I knew that even when I got the pilot for Jazmin, that kind of confidence and that kind of brashness comes from, putting up a wall in order for me to say the joke before you make me the joke. Mm-hmm. I can be self-deprecating, then you won't see like the person that's hurting inside. So for Jazmin, I know that from taking care of her dad, she's had to grow up so quick. And the last thing she wants to do is have to do that for someone she's like attracted to and in love with. And I'm so happy that she kind of broke that cycle, because I don't think that's an easy one to break.
Especially when she became like, when she finally like, well, I guess she loses her virginity to Ruby, and she becomes honest like about who she was and the facade she was putting up. I thought that was like very important.
I knew that too.
Because like you have this one idea of like, okay, wait, why is this little 15-year-old like that experience? Why is she talking like this? But then you come to learn like, no, there's more to her than that.
It's funny that you say that, because I knew from the beginning, I always played her that she was all talk, that she hadn't done anything. Because I remember teenager with my friends would be like, oh yeah, like I know what it's like to kiss boys. Oh my god, so many boys. Like, I'm so over it. And I'm like, seriously, like talking to like a poster from Tiger Beat, like, hello. Like, I no experience whatsoever. And like, you talk a big game. And I knew that the way Jazmin spoke about sex and the fact that she led with such a sexual confidence, I knew she had no idea. No idea what she was talking about. The girl watches a lot of porn. Thinks I knew it was all talk. And it's funny because in season 2, and this is like a little tidbit, in season 2, when we're all like in the seance and we're in Brentwood, and they say like, never have I ever had sex. I don't drink it. They filmed it, but they didn't put it in there. But I don't drink it. Like I'm like, and they love that, and they're like, oh my god, like that is kind of what we're thinking for her. I was like, that's how I've always played her. I was like, this girl doesn't know anything.
So I want to know, like, have you portraying Jazmin help you think about like past insecurities you may have had about yourself, or
Oh yeah.
what out any? But
Oh yeah.
like what?
I still think it's something like Jazmin breaks those fears for me all the time. Like it wasn't easy for me to go, yeah, I want to be on a bathing suit on television. And this is the second time I'm doing it. I was on a show on ABC Family called Huge, and I was in a bathing suit in that, and that was just terrifying. Because I feel like everything that scares me, I've done on TV, which is like rollerblade, pretend to be an athlete, be in a bathing suit, like pee in a sink. What? Why? Like these are things that people don't even need to experience. But I've had to do so many things that are like scary in that respect that
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of helped me be like more fearless. And I wish that I had that kind of fearlessness when I was a kid. I don't know when this confidence like kicked in, but I think it took living in LA and kind of having to like pave my own way on my own to really feel this way.
So I want to know, like, what episode from season 3 were you like really excited for people to see?
On what season?
3.
3. But so I really wanted Porno Jazmin to be a hit. But I wanted you to see when I turned down Ruby for the first time. Like I really wanted that to be. I wanted the audience that even was rooting for us to see that.
That was really,
Yeah, because it was so easy for him, and it shouldn't have been. You know?
yeah. And I think that was so important because you saw this girl who's loved him since they were little, and him always being like, whatever, on my time. And then when he's like, okay, well, I guess it works for me, she's like, no, it don't work that way. Like, no. And that's
No.
important. Like, that's really important. Like, to have that much self power. Like, yeah, I love you, but I don't need you, and I'll be
Right.
fine. We could be friends, but we don't gotta be together.
Nope. Mm-mm. No. And I think, and I love that about her too. And I just like a lot of, I've been asked a lot about where, if we got a season 4, where I would want us to go. And what I think is important for me is that Jazmin continues to grow outside of the relationship, because the last thing I want for Jazmin is it to be like, and happily ever after, she found the boy of her dreams, and then she didn't have any more of her own. You know, like that's
Yeah.
really the last thing I want. So I don't think it's gonna happen, but like, I just hope that, that happens. And I can stop saying at any time.
But we have to talk about that season 3 finale, the whole time jump. What was your reaction? Because I know you guys got the script for that like what, the day of filming or last minute.
Oh
Like,
my god, so last minute. I don't remember exactly when, but like we got 7 episodes for the longest time, and then they kept waiting to give us that 8th one.
yeah, like
It was so annoying. They like to, torture us for whatever reason. But no, it devastated us. We all had like different reactions, and I think it's a very realistic
it's so real. Yeah.
reaction or like ending, and I feel like a lot of people are just not happy with that.
Oh my god! So when I put up the question, someone was like, "Can we talk about that shitty ending?" I was like, "Well, it's not
my god,
shitty. It's real life."
I've seen so many TikTok videos like where they're like talking about On My Block. I love On My Block, but that last season was trash.
No,
Oh my god, sorry.
like it was realistic, and it was heartbreaking. Like Monse, all the way in Boston. Of course, she's gonna make new friends, and she's not gonna be able to keep as in touch. You already saw Ruby and Jamal growing apart, and then you already saw you and Ruby's character.
But can we talk about how I don't look at Jamal at all? I was like, can I look at him? And they're like, no, it's just between the two of them. And I was like, listen, I get it, but now I look really rude.
Yeah, so then it's like, well, because they're like watching, like, well, damn, what happened with them? And then the entire time in my head, I was like, wait, so does that mean him and Abuela can't be friends no more? That's all I was thinking.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. How funny would it be if they were still really close? Like Abuelita comes to all the football games that he's in
Yes,
now.
that's all I was thinking. I was like, wait, that was my favorite
I would be
friendship. Like, and then like Caesar was heartbreaking, but like you saw that. I don't know, like that was heartbreaking, like really
oh
heartbreaking.
my God. Yeah, when I saw that, or when we read it for the first time, I was like, ooh. And then I was also like, it's so funny because I just see like Diego as the sweetest boy in the world. So whenever he's supposed to be like really tough, I'm like, okay.
No, and it's so
I'm
crazy
like,
because it's
saving
like
ladybugs.
I remember I was so upset. I was like, oh my God, they just went through 3 seasons of all this craziness for him to still become a Santos. Come on now, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
No, I'm hoping that it's not the end. I hope it's not the end. I
Me
hope that
too.
like we can at least, find a way to come together for something.
Because like
One sure or something.
yeah, and a lot of things people were asking, like, Ashley was going to be a season 4. I was like, well, guys, I don't know if she knows. She can't say.
They let
And
us know like 2 minutes before they let the world know.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
how
Like,
much they do
I
not
don't think
trust
she
us.
is for that. Because they don't want it to slip out. And but in my head, I was like, that just can't be how it ended. Because I need to know, like, what was the rifts? Why did he become a saint? How did Monster get caught up in this? First of all, Monster got girlfriends in Boston.
Oh, and not me. I'm
right.
Dusty.
Like,
I'm Dusty in the back.
like what's happening? So I just need to know. Like, I know people grow apart, but damn, 2 years. Like, what happened?
But is it really like selfish of me that I was like, oh, if we come back, like I can actually have more makeup on because we're like older. They're sitting there trying to like make me as like a childlike as possible. And I'm like, can I get like some mascara? No, okay, cool.
So okay, someone brought up a really good question.
Oh no.
No, this is really good. So it's one of the On My Block fan page, and they want to know what happened with Amber after Mario found out he wasn't the father, because she just disappeared with the baby. I was
Right.
like, I don't know about that.
So it was her boyfriends before. So they broke up and then she got together with Mario. So that's what happened, I think. Brett still thinks it's Jamal's baby, but I don't think that's how that works. But no, we set her free. I think that the only reason Henny was holding on to her was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be my grandchild. Like I have to have this woman in my house. And then as soon as that was unnecessary, we let her go back to where she originated.
Okay, because like when they brought that up,
sorry, Amber.
that was a good point. So I was like, I forgot all about her and
Yeah,
random black baby. Like, what
we had a full house. We couldn't just keep her around.
So also, one of your fans, Trinity, she sent you a message and she wanted to know, looking back to when you first started and up to now, how does it feel to see the growth and to see all these people that are now new fans and just the experiences over the past 3 years?
Oh, it's crazy. When you first start, I think as an actor, like you are looking for a job, any job, that I think the last thing on your mind is like, I hope this becomes a hit. Like, I mean, you want it to be, but you're just, you just want a job. So I was so nervous coming off of Liv and Maddie that I was like, that's going to be my thing. I'm going to be a Miss Mojo video compilation that just says, what happened to Jessica? What happened to Willow from Liv and Maddie? No, sleepless nights thinking that that was going to be my story. Like, it's terrifying. So when this happened, I was so thankful to be working at all. And then on top of that, to be the material being so great and being a show that I would have watched was such a blessing. And then when it came out, we didn't know if anyone was going to watch it. So when that ending, that cliffhanger happened and it blew up and it was trending on Twitter, like, what? Like, that's not... To be a part of something is one thing, but then to be a part of something that resonates with people so much is insane and is priceless. So we're just, I think right now, like in a place where, how do we thank the fans more, especially right now in quarantine? Like, we're like, can we make you a video? I don't know. Can we do a TikTok video for you? I don't know. Just to say thank you, because if it wasn't for our fans, we wouldn't have had season 2 at all. We were like the little show that could. You know, we didn't
That's
have a ton of advertising or like all these billboards. Like it was word of mouth.
yes, and it's so like the show is like it's so realistic because like the entire time I'm watching it, I'm just like, this is really how people are living though. Like this is really people's lives. And I
Right.
don't remember if it was like Monse or Ruby who said it, but they were like, when are we going to get to be regular teenagers? And I was
Yep.
just like, wow, that's real because
Mm-hmm.
even though like there's humor in all that's happening, this is realistic. Like crazy stuff are happening to kids that are 14 and 15 like this, but
Right.
at the same time they're finding humor in the tragicness of it
Right.
all. And that's something that Black and brown kids have always been able to do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Out of just survival.
and
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
that's why so many people love this show because like they like everyone has a character they can like resonate with. Like some people are like Jamal, some people are like Monse. Like I would say when I was younger, I was irrational like Monse, like because I was sitting there like she crazy, and I was like, but that was me. So,
Oh, I know. I would have like if like I were really Jazmin, I would have been like, Monse, you are never getting back together with that man ever in life, ever, 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 ever.
and
But
like,
like, fine, okay, we'll save him from the gang. But like, you're not dating him ever in life.
but and I think that's why resonates with everyone. Comes like this is literally somebody. Like these are people's real personalities that you can all
Yeah.
connect with.
And that's why I think it was so important for us to like show that authenticity because these are real lives, these are real stories. So we wanted to make sure that we made everybody happy and proud, which is tough, let me tell you.
I can
We know
believe
you hate the ending. We know. We read the tweets.
So I want you to talk about. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Is it batch sketch or bitch sketch?
Betch. Yes,
Batch.
Betch.
Batch. All right. So
Hard
you're
E. Hard E.
hard E. Okay. Because
Yep.
I saw it and I was just like, I don't know if that's a play on words or if it's batch.
I mean,
Okay. So you co-write for that, right?
I not all the time. They were nice enough to allow me to write a couple sketches. So
Okay.
that's kind of like that, which also really helped me with my improv. Like Betch is the #1 like show that let me kind of do my own thing comedic wise, and that's why I love doing improv so much. And I added it to Jazmin. I don't think I would have had the bravery to like improv as much as I do with Jazmin if I hadn't worked on Betch, because Betch was an all-girl sketch group, all female writers, and it was so fun. It was like a lot of YouTubers were on. It was on Awesomeness TV. It was like a Go 90 app. RIP. It's not a thing anymore. And then it was like on Amazon. I think you can buy it on Amazon.
Okay.
I don't want you to spend money on it. We'll find a way for you to see it. Yeah, then it was on Teen Nick for a while, but then I don't think Teen Nick read our scripts because they were like, ooh, y'all are a little raunchy for us. So, yeah.
Well, it could have worked for Teen Nick back when it was Noggin, I think. Like Degrassi.
Oh my God, I haven't thought about Noggin.
But I think it's like Teen Nick now. I think Nickelodeon owns it. It's called Spinouts. But I was like, if Noggin was still around, that could have fit that because Noggin has some raunchy shows. They were good though. They were all so good, but they were very raunchy.
If it's funny, it's funny. I think they were like, oh, they're sweet girls. They're not going to write about anything. And then we're like.
And also you're on Diary of a Future President.
Yes, also still waiting on a second season.
Okay, I haven't been able to catch that yet, but I saw an interview where you dubbed it the Latina version of Lizzie McGuire. Talk about it, because that's amazing.
Did you like Lizzie McGuire?
Lizzie McGuire. I actually got Disney Plus. I used the first free month I had it, and I just watched Lizzie McGuire and the Proud Family. Yeah, that's about it.
But actually, the first thing I watched when I got Disney Plus was the Goofy movie, because the Goofy movie is like my favorite movie of all time.
I have that VHS in my house still.
Oh, I wore it out. Like a problem. And then I'm pretty sure I like stole Blockbuster's version for a while. But yeah, no, Diary of a Future President. To me is so incredible because it's like, it's encouraging, like it's showing a little girl's story from, being an awkward middle schooler to becoming the president of the United States. And I think that's such, it's beautiful for it not to be like, oh, it's like this big deal that she's becoming president. It's just, of course she is. Why not? Why is that? Why shouldn't she be? You know? And I think that that's such a beautiful message that like you can encourage an entire generation to like want to be into or going into politics, because you know we all the wrong people have done it for so long.
Yes. And before I go to, because we have like mad questions that everyone wants to ask you.
They're like, can this girl stop talking?
Yes, like they basically are. How to Get Away with Murder. You were on that for a few episodes. How did you get that opportunity?
First of all, I got the audition like normal. Like, here's an appointment to audition. I was like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna book this, but hell yeah, I'm auditioning. So I went in and they were actually fans of me as Jazmin, which blew my mind.
Amazing.
And yes, and they're like, we wanted you to be on the show. I was like, what? You know who I am? So then I think it's less about getting the audition and more about, you know, the first day being on set and being like, all my scenes are with Viola Davis. Like, no big deal. Like, no big deal. Like, I have to speak words to her. Like, she has to look at me. Like, what is that going to be like? So I kept like trying to envision myself like being a little kid and like wanting to be an actor more than anything and wanting to be in those rooms, like working with those names, that I was like, no, Jessica, pretend like you're in your room, you know, acting out a scene. So that's what I tried to do. And then they were like, and I was pretty cool. And then they were like, okay, we're just waiting on Viola to walk over. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm gonna move right now? I was like, right now, that's happening right now. Okay, cool. I'm great. And then she walked in, introduced herself, you know, like, and when she walks into a room, like the power shifts. Like, you just know that she is, oh, but like, she's so gracious. And she actually gave me a ton of advice, like life advice. And I couldn't have like asked for a better experience, especially because, a little bit of a downer, my mom had like a major heart attack while I was filming How to Get Away with Murder. And I was supposed to do, like, the day she was going to have surgery, I was supposed to do a crazy scene with Viola where I had, like, just full pages of arguing with her. And I was like, this is the biggest scene of my life, but I can't do it. Like, I can't not be at my mom's bedside. So even having to be given that, that question was so insane. And then I was like, oh my God, they're going to hate me. Because of all the actors, I was given this opportunity to work with her, and then, like, this happens. But then they literally they had me back. So, and asked me a million questions, like, is she okay? Like, how's everything doing? Thank God she's good and healthy. Thank you, everybody. But like, they were so kind to me. And that's not something I expected for a show that's been around for so long and is like so iconic, because you don't find that all the time.
I know.
So yeah, we're best friends. I go to brunch. No, but I do love her, and she was great.
Okay, so let me find some of these questions. Oh my God, we have over 100 questions.
And they're all telling me to shut up. I'm sorry, I'm long-winded when I get nervous. I talk a lot.
So what was the hardest scene to film in On My Block?
For different reasons. For me, it was the dance scene in season 2 with Jason. Because it was so hot. I was like in a very like not breathable one outfit, and I had this long Ariana Grande ponytail. And I'm not a dancer by any means, so I was constantly like off a beat or behind, but I'm like sweating, like I have no color on my face, I'm about to pass out, and they're like, do it again and again, and I'm like, oh my God, like all these extras are about to see me die. Like, it's really, that's what's about to happen. But like, I wanted it to be good so bad, and it came out great, but that's all because of the editing, because I was hot mess. I was a hot mess.
I would say that came out good for you to say it was a hot mess.
But for like 5 seconds that you see, that was like 12 hours.
Oh wow.
Of like dancing from this angle and this angle and that angle, and now we have this camera that's gonna go like this, but you have to do the whole thing over again.
Oh my God.
I don't do a lot of cardio, so I don't know if you've noticed. So it was tough. It was a little tough.
Okay, someone wants to know, did Jamal losing his virginity on the show shock you in some way?
Oh yeah, that it was on the ground in a park. That was pretty shocking. And then like Brett tweeted something like y'all don't know about doing it in a park. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, who are you? No one doing that. Don't make that a new thing.
Please don't. Don't make
No,
that a
it's
challenge.
not cute. It's not a cute. It's not a challenge.
Please don't. Please don't. Oh my God.
No.
Okay, so who wants to know? Okay, what is your favorite scene with the main cast?
Ooh, I think it was when. I think it was the music video when we all danced in the music video, and
Oh,
like
definitely.
Sarah was a pizza and I was Sloppy Joe, and the guy hairnet. That was so much fun to shoot. And then like the end scenes, like when we said bye to Monse,
Uh-huh.
that was super sad. Especially like when we were shooting, we were like all laughing, having a good time, and Lauren was like, she just wanted us to get focused, and she was like, "Hey guys, this is the last scene we're shooting in season 3 with all of you together," and we were. And like that hit us really hard. We're like, shit. You have to say it like that. So then we got really sad, and then it looked good.
Okay, a lot of people are asking about season 4, but we already talked about that, guys. Let's see. Oh my goodness. A lot of people just want to know about season 4.
I know, guys, I know nothing.
Okay, so how did you stay authentic in yourself in the industry? You're so unique.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you. I think it has a little bit to do with the fact that I'm older. I think people give me a lot more credit for being like confident and myself, but it's really just because I'm older. And once you reach a certain age, you don't give a shit about what people think for the most part.
This is true.
At least about you, because other people, at the end of the day, other people's opinions about you are none of your business. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not. So for me, I've realized that the things that I have criticized the most about myself, physically or personality wise, have been what has made me this successful. And I think that's what's so important. I feel like we're not in necessarily an industry, but the idea of an industry where we all have to look a certain way to be pretty, or we have to like, just especially as women, be small. And that's always something that I've like hated. I'm very loud. I talk a lot. I don't know if you've noticed. Very opinionated. And that has been something that people have thought of as a negative thing. Mm-hmm. But I've always loved that about myself. So that opinion to me doesn't bother me. Or like my teeth. My teeth trigger people. And I'm like, I think the gap is so sexy to me that it has never bothered me for people to be like, you need braces. So if I didn't have this gap, I would just be, you know, chubby Vanessa Hudgens, and we don't need that.
Imagine calling yourself chubby Vanessa Hudgens.
Y'all, I can't tell you how many people are like, do you know you look like? I was like, she looks like me, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna grab 2 more. Let's see. Okay, what is your favorite part about being Jazmin?
Ooh, besides her everything. Her wardrobe is so fun. I love that I can never be too much. That as a performer, that is so fun to me. Mm-hmm. But you know what I've also loved about her is trying to evolve her and trying to show a growth with her, but not take away her authentic self and what makes her Jazmin, but still allow her room to grow up a little bit. It's been really fun to kind of maneuver.
And let's see. Hold on.
They're all like, ugh. She doesn't know anything about season 4. Let's watch someone else's live.
No one knows anything about season 4, guys.
When is season 45 out? That one, we really don't know.
Oh my goodness, some of these are really small. Okay.
You are not. Somebody said we're gonna have to see. Oh my god, that's so funny. We're gonna have to see Jazmin dressed like a daycare leader in season 4. You saw one outfit. Okay? If we get a season 4, I will not let you down wardrobe wise. So one outfit.
Someone wants to know, what was the most embarrassing thing you did on set. And by the way, they love you so much.
Okay, well, first of all, I love you so much back. And I don't know if you've realized, A, I've peed in a sink. B, I've been thrown up on. And had to be thrown up on by an entire like pool of people that see this. And he threw up on me, and then it would go because I was in a bodysuit, bathing suit. It was in the bottom of my bathing suit like a diaper. All the things that was thrown up on, and I had to do that over and over and over again.
But at least it was like fake throw up.
It was like food, and they like warmed it, and I'm like, that's not helpful. That's not helpful at all.
Being thrown up on is not fun.
No, and they loved it. They loved messing with me. That was a fun day for so many people, but not for me. Yeah, those would probably be the most.
So before we go, do you have any last words you want to share with your fans?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for hanging in there with us. We are very looking forward to hearing hopeful good news for season 4. But again, we seriously don't know anything. We can't wait to share that with you. We can't wait to know. But yeah, thank you for watching season 3. Still tell everyone you know who hasn't watched it to watch it, because what the hell else are they doing? I'm upset. Yeah, and then also check out Where's the Buzz TV all the time.
Thank you so much. And I had so much fun talking with you.
I know. Please, like, let's talk again. Like, it doesn't have to be live. Like, I had a good time. I made a friend.
Yes, me too.
She's like, no.
We already follow each other, so like, I'll probably be in your DMs.
Yes. No, please do. I want to know how it is in New York, because I miss anything that's not this house.
Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. Bye.